Bree finished with a sigh of relief and dropped the cloth beside the soggy diaper. Turning, she grabbed one of the clean diapers and quickly had it taped around Ginny's waist. "You're too big of a baby for just one diaper. Maybe you need two." Bree stretched the second diaper over the first, pressing the tapes into place with a crinkle. After a few seconds of silence, Ginny made the first move. With an exaggerated carelessness, she bounced over to the kitchen to retrieve the blocks. Bree watched, confused, as Ginny dumped the blocks in the middle of the living room and began stacking them up. Bree couldn't accept that Ginny was really going to make her clean up the mess. Ginny glanced up at Bree and smiled, then went right back to stacking the blocks. "Giving up already?" Ginny asked, still focusing on her toys. Bree didn't reply. Instead, she turned quickly and disappeared into the kitchen. Grabbing a dish rag, she soaked up the puddle. After several trips to the sink and back, she eventually got the floor cleaned to satisfaction. Finished, she looked over and found that Ginny had been watching her. Ginny smiled and nodded. Bree took the dish rag and the cloth she had used to clean Ginny and dumped them both in the laundry hamper in the bathroom. She dumped the wet diaper in the kitchen trash, but left the towel on the floor, suspecting that Ginny would need another diaper change before the bedtime. Suddenly, Bree had the horrible suspicion that Ginny might have a stinky diaper. She forced the thought from her head. There was no way Ginny would actually do that, would she? Bree stopped and worriedly looked at the teen. Ginny didn't look up. Coincidentally, she was thinking of the same exact possibility. In her gut, she knew that she would have to go again before the end of the day. Night was fast approaching, and she needed to find a way to beat Bree, to win the bet. That just wasn't the way she wanted to do it, not yet anyway. She looked around, searching for something, a tool to help her. What would a child want to do? What would they do that would ultimately antagonize Bree? Bree was finished cleaning the recent mess and wandered down the hall to her room. In a minute, she came back out, 2 Barbies in her hands and several accessories. Ginny knew what she wanted to do next. "I want that," Ginny demanded, timing herself to call Bree just before she could take a seat on the couch. Bree looked up, worried that Ginny wanted to play with and possibly destroy her favorite dolls. Instead, Ginny was pointing toward the front of the house. Bree's eyes followed Ginny's finger to a large pumpkin that sat on a table under the window. "Da pumpkin?" Bree asked, not quite sure what Ginny meant. Ginny nodded. She had spotted the pumpkin when she arrived. It was large, but plain. She planned to change that very soon. "Why do you want a pumpkin?" "To carve a face." Ginny got up and crinkled her way over to the window. "This one's got not face." "I don't know about that," Bree said hesitantly. "I don't want to clean over mess up." Ginny ignored this entirely. Bear hugging the pumpkin, she hauled it over to the kitchen table, where she set it down with a loud thud. "Let's carve a face," Ginny said excitedly, then added in a more mature tone, "Come on Bree, it'll be fun."